want it, really, it's up to the ceiling. Came home and ran through a milli, I rock with a really, let's hit for a billy. I'ma get down to the gritty and tell the city the home of the villains.
Ecstasy, wonderful feeling. Smoke out the pound when I'm chillin'. Trappin', I made me a killer. Look, I got everybody wishing. I hope you play your position. I don't want nobody listening.
I see him good with precision.
Give us my only decision.
Young gun, no one that back calling me splurge. Ride me jump right off the curb. Make the sprint fly like a bird. Spin on the first and the third. Solid, I'm keeping my word. Can't be my equal, I don't know what you heard. Crack up the foreign, I swerve. Keep me a stick if they purge.
Yeah.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for?
What type of day it
ready?
is?
I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up.
Let's go.
In the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she trying to bless me like I said I chew, like a sneeze. Please for them trick to squeeze, I'm getting cream. Never let them get in between of what we started. Look, but I'm lying hearted. They love me when I was stuck and they hated when I departed. I go and get it regardless. Draw it like I'm an artist. No crawling, went straight to walking with foreigns in my garages or foreign menaging. Sucking and swallowing anything for $1. They tell me get him, I got him. I did it without an album. I did it for Mariah. Lord, I'm on fire. Icy as a hockey ring, Philly flyer. When I bought the Rolls Royce, they thought it was lease. Then I bought that new Ferrari, hey, to rest in peace. Hey, to rest in peace to the parking lot. Phantom so big, can't even fit in the parking spot. You ain't talking about my then what you talking about? Gangsters moving silent, and I don't talk a lot. I don't say a word. I don't say a word. Was on my grind and now I got what I deserve. Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. When I bought the Aston Martin, y'all thought it was rented. Flexing on these, I'm like Popeye on the spinach. Double M, yeah, that's my team. Rose, the captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type of can the mean cast and grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, my new, she'll ride like my ghost. I'm riding around my city with my hands on my toes. Cause these want me dead, and I gotta make it back home. Cause my mama need that bill money, my son needs some milk. These try to take my life, they around, get killed. You around, you around, get smoked. Cause these Philly I pull with me, don't around, no joke. No, all I know is murder. When it come to me, I got young that's rolling, I got throwing bees. I done did the DOS, I done did the KODs. Every time I'm in that I get to throwing 30 G's. But now I'm hanging out that drop head, I'm riding down no collar. They let me earn back home, that young be wildin'. We young, we mobbin', like Batman and with Robin. This two-door Maybach with my seat on reclining. I'm like, real wood up, real wood up. If you ain't about that murder game, then shut up. If you dip me in your rats, I get your pussy stuck up. When you touch down in my hood, no, that tour life ain't good. Kept me down in MIA, and that heat game on wood. With that Puma life on my feet, like that little engine I could. Boy, I slide down in your block, back on 12 o'clock. And they be throwing deuces on the same, they watch. And I'm the king of my city, cause I'm still calling them shots. And these lanes talking that bull, the same, that flop. I'm the same from Birch Street with them that braids that lock. The same that came up and I had to wait for my spot. And he waiting on me, waiting on me. Still on that hood, my Rolls Royce on E, they gon' remember me. I say remember me. So much money, your friends turn to your enemy. And when this beef, I turn my enemies to memories. We them they go for 40, ain't no 10 the key. Hold up, broke, turn rich. Love the game like Mitch. And if I leave, you think dumb pretty home. Gon' still me first touchdown, I'm gone.
All right. Couple of minutes, let's do a little housekeeping. Today's officials: the Chief, Alfred DeSantis, Chain Crew, Ted Techner, and Anthony Collins, Gregory Allen, Bill Whalen is the game clock operator, Michael D'Ambrosi is the umpire, Kelly Grubb is the linesman, and Jared Barnes is the line judge. Actually, two more. We have Greg Stellinger, field judge, and Joe Osborne, side judge. And back judge is John Cummins. Got a whole field of officials. Okay, today's contest is being conducted according to the rules of the New Jersey State High School Athletic Association. These rules provide for fair competition among players. Spectators can help promote good sportsmanship by observing the rules of fair play. Any verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion shall not be tolerated, could subject the violator to ejection, and may result in penalties being assessed against your team. Each person is requested to take personal responsibility for keeping this competition at a high level of good sportsmanship. Now, everyone, look to the right. All led by that championship drum line. The all-star cheerleaders on the field. You know what time it is. Here they come. Landing in the nest. Let's give it up for our Winslow Township Eagles. You know what it is. Championship day. Let's go. Get ready to have the coin toss. Captains, middle of the field.
Welcome to Winslow Township High School, where your Eagles will be taking on the Millville Thunderbolts. Winslow is 9-2 on the year, 2 losses against Bergen Catholic and IMG Academy, with Millville having 6 wins and 4 losses on the year. My name is Rafael Rivera.
My name is Alex Feliciano.
And welcome to Beyond the Whistle. Very anticipated game today as 2 rivals will be kicking off, the Winslow Township Eagles and the Millville Thunderbolts. Obviously, last year, 2 games against each other, and they both went, a little differently. Millville, the first game they played Winslow, wasn't the best. Winslow with a dominating win, but then in the second game of that year in the playoffs when they met, very close game, and Winslow just edged out Millville. So we will see how today's game goes. Of course, earlier this season, Winslow beat Millville, but rivalry games like this, things can happen, so we will see if Millville can give Winslow a run for their money.
And especially in a game like this, when it's in the playoffs and you have 2 rivals going at it for a chance to go on to win state, this is a game that everyone's going to have their eyes on. And let's see what Millville can do if they can finally overcome Winslow and finally beat them. They haven't beat them in about 2 years now. So let's see if Millville can finally pull up the upset against the 8-2 Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles right now ranked 6th in the state, with their leading receiver being Nikhil Helton, just recently committed to North Carolina University. Also Quade Hendricks and TJ Maddox. Lead rusher is Nakeem Powell. And the quarterback, Jalen Parker. beautiful national anthem there. And now it is time for some Eagles football. Keys for Winslow to win this game is just to limit the penalties early in the game. Winslow has a very good defense, very good offense, but sometimes the penalties do stack up. So a disciplined game plan will be a good thing for the Eagles today.
We have yet to see a low-scoring game from the Eagles in the playoffs from last year up until this year. You know, winning state last year 35-0 against one of the state's best, and Winslow won it fairly easily. Let's see if this is going to be a challenge. You know, rivalry games are a lot harder to win and come out on top in. And again, our only 2 losses coming in the year being IMG and Bergen Catholic, 2 teams that are nationally ranked, just shows the heart in this Eagles team. And let's not act like Millville's not coming here with a little bit of revenge in their mind, a little bit of hope here. And it looks like Millville is going to get the ball first, and Winslow will be receiving it at the half.
So it looks like Millville's returner will take it out to about the 20, and it looks like there is a fumble, and Winslow gets the ball. TJ Maddox with the recovery, and the Eagles have the ball. So first play of the game, Winslow's defense, special teams, already coming up clutch.
This is the second time it happened in the playoffs where Winslow got the fumble on kickoff, one against Shawnee and another one against Millville. We have seen this special team unit from Winslow, and then the sophomore TJ Maddox getting the fumble recovery, now coming back on the field. This Winslow's offense starting off on the field. Now, Jalen Parker in shotgun, motioning. Now, Keem Powell had a game last week against.
As the ball is snapped and handed off to Powell. Powell on the outside, and he falls forward for a couple yards there.
Now, Keem Powell having an amazing game last year, having a hat trick on the ground. Now, let's see if they can recreate, if Nakeem Powell can recreate what he did last game. We saw some passing threats, some running threats by this Winslow offense. This is definitely a dual threat team here. In the huddle, Jalen Park coming back. So around the 20-yard line, Millville's 20-yard line.
Parker looking towards the sideline. As the ball is snapped, Parker, he drops back. He fires for Quade Hendricks, and it is dropped. Looks like Quade had it in his hands, but the Millville defender forces it out.
What a good look there by Jalen Parker, going for the senior, Quade Hendricks, number 5. Had a shot there at the touchdown, but that's now going to be 3rd and 8 for his Winslow offense. So let's see if they're going to look for a touchdown here, or maybe try to pick up the first and make it a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, Winslow's offense, very aggressive, and even if they don't get the third down, they surely will be going for it on 4th. Receiver in motion, and that will be handed off to Powell. Powell falls forward, and it looks like Millville will get the stop on 3rd down, so it will be 4th and 6 now.
And like we predicted, Winslow's offense again staying on the field, looking like they're going to go for it on 4th down. And let's see what they do here. You see that Millville's defense is layering up here, just trying to stop the run, but also having 2 safeties in the backfield here. Looking deep for a pass, going to Nakir Helton for
the touchdown! And it is caught by Nakir Helton. Touchdown, Winslow. They get on the board first.
So going forward on 4th down pays off for their senior wide receiver, who last game finally got the 1,000-yard season that he's been looking for, his first in his high school career. As you said earlier, he committed to North Carolina.
And Winslow takes this 6-0 lead here. Kick is up, and it is no good off the crossbar.
So it is a doink.
Winslow takes the 6-0 lead after a touchdown to Niker Helton. Very common occurrence this year. You know, taking that big step after Cam Miller left the team. So Winslow coming out hot, balling right now. And we will see what they can drop on defense. After you see this replay, Helton gets the inside leverage and goes up for the touchdown.
And it looked like he had a step on his man. He had enough room, and you saw that safety coming in to maybe try to knock it out, but it looked like he just got away with it. Good ball by Jalen Parker, putting it only where Nakir Helton could grab it. And what a catch by Nakir, jumping up for it and keeping his eyes on the ball the entire time. And now, last time we've seen this happen, it was a fumble right around the 23-yard line. Let's see if they can recreate it. The special teams for Winslow have been going off this year.
From the 40.
And he bobbles it there.
It is a bobble, but
so it looks like he's going to be at the 15-yard line there. As Millville's offense finally takes the field. But what a crazy first play we've seen by the special teams of Winslow, knocking it out to get the fumble, put him around the 23-yard line, and then a score on the third play of the drive.
So now Millville's offense will come onto the field. Quarterback is Robert O'Connor there, and they're looking for a little motion there by the receiver, and the ball is snapped. O'Connor looks to his left and fires. He has a man, and he looks like he will pick up the first down. So Millville first play of the game passing the ball. Last game, Millville didn't really, last time these teams faced off, not much passing. So we will see what happens.
So then you go for a question like this, right? You're going off of a team that play each other very often in the season. What do you realize about the other team? What are you realizing about their defense? What about their offense? So like you said, they do run the ball a lot last time they played the Eagles. In the first play of the game, they throw it. Now a handoff to their running back for about a gain of 6 there.
Gain of 6 there for Millville.
About 6-yard pickup. Bring up 2nd and 4.
So again, a throw, about a 13-yard pass by O'Connell, and then a handoff. So
Looking like a 5 wide formation here for Millville. 3 receivers to O'Connor's left, and the ball is snapped. Thrown on a screen. It is caught, and looks like Makai McNair there on the tackle.
So it's going to be 3rd and 2 here by the Millville offense. And you saw the weak side from the Winslow defense, having about 2 players on the right side of the field. And Millville saw that, and they made a screen there. But not enough for first down, only about a 3-yard pickup for the Millville offense. That is Winslow defense, looking if they can get a stop here.
So yeah, 3rd and 1 here for Millville. 2 receivers, 2 running backs to O'Connor's left and right. And that is a handoff to the outside.
And it is not enough for this Millville offense. It's going to be a stop. It's going to be about 4th and 3, maybe 4th and 4 here.
Kamaj Matthews and Asar Hurd on the tackle. So it will be 4th down. And looks like Millville is sending out their special teams unit, so 4th and 4 here.
And Caesar for the Eagles.
And the punt is up.
Goes out of bounds.
It looks like it went out of bounds at about the
That mark is like the 46 of the Eagles.
about the 46-yard line there.
Their own 46. 1st and 10.
So now this Winslow offense taking back over the field about having an electric drive, starting off at the Millville's 23-yard line and picking up a score on 4th. Now, you've seen it from this Millville offense. They're not playing as aggressive as Winslow. Winslow in their Millville's territory in the red zone and went for it. Millville punting it away to this Winslow's offense, this dangerous Winslow offense. We've seen it a lot this year about Winslow dropping off like around 40 points per game. So now Jalen Parker in shotgun. Motioning Nakeem Powell.
As the ball is snapped, Parker finds Hendricks. Hendricks still running up the sideline. Still running up the sideline. It looks like he's about just short of the first down, so screen pass on that first down from Parker.
2nd and 4.
So now it's 2nd and 4 here, this Winslow offense. Again, looking comfortable here early in the game. Now, Jalen Parker again in shotgun.
So 5-wide formation here for the Eagles. As the ball is snapped, Parker, same play to the other side, and that's a catch made by Benjamin Carter. Looks like they pick up the first down.
So they move the chains here. This Winslow offense again staying on the field. We're about 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Now Millville, what they do not want is this game to get blown out of proportion too early in this game. You want to keep it in around a 1-score, 2-score game, but Winslow's really good if when it's a 3-score or 4-score game, they keep the pressure on the other team and don't really give up that often. Jalen Parker takes the snap.
As the ball is snapped, Parker, and it looks like that is a sack by Millville's defensive line there. Getting pressure there on the offensive line. So it will be a 2nd and long.
It's about 2nd and 18 here for this Winslow offense after a big sack from Millville here.
As the ball is snapped and thrown to Hendricks. Still up. Takes about 3 guys to tackle him.
I want to say it's about the 3rd and 12 here from this Winslow's offense. And here's where you question. If you don't get it right here, is this where you go for it, or is this when you punt it away to Millville's offense? You know, you're not in their red zone yet, but you know how aggressive this team is.
And as you can see, Winslow loves running this 3-receiver set over here. But it looks like they're going to change that up real quick. And timeout called by Bill Belton on this 3rd and long.
So it's 3rd and 11 here for this Winslow offense. And as the timeout is taking place, what do you think they're going to go for here? You know, you have Nakeem Powell who can run it up the middle and stay on his feet for about, he's really good after tackle, after contact. He can get yards after contact. Quade Hendricks you're going to have, Nakir Helton you're going to have here. Now, if you don't get it again, is this where you punt or do you keep your team on?
I feel like sometimes, most of the time actually, when Winslow's in this position, it is always 4-down territory. So maybe they go for a little, you know, dunk here about like 6 yards and then go for it on 4th. I don't think they will go for it deep here, but we will see. So it looks like a 2 running back formation there. And just look for Helton here.
And it's nearly intercepted. He stays on his feet, and that's enough for the first down.
Let's see where that marks is.
And it looks like just short of the first down for the Eagles. So it will be 4th and
Somewhere up a 4th and about 1.
So 4th and 1 here for the Eagles. Now, curious to see if they are going to run this or put this in the air. So 4th and 1 here.
And you know you have a dangerous running back in Nakeem Powell. Do you use him here or do you not? This is definitely a question because if you don't get it, you give Millville back the ball, and you're only up by 6.
Inside handoff.
So handoff to Powell, and it looks like he easily gets the first down.
So first and 10, this is about where they started last drive for this Winslow offense. They're definitely comfortable in the red zone. So now they're huddling, seeing what they want to call here. Jalen Parker coming back to the huddle. Now first and 10 for this Winslow offense.
So it looks like Winslow will be doing that 3-receiver set yet again on the left side. As the ball is snapped and handed off to Powell. Powell still running, making a couple cuts, makes another shift in, and he looks like he is just short of the end zone.
Now, like I said earlier in the game, Nakeem Powell had a monster game last year against Shawnee. And you have an amazing wide receiver. So you know what they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
And it looks like Powell is stopped there. So it'll be 2nd and goal on the 2-yard line here as Benjamin Carter takes out Jayon Moss. So we will see what Winslow runs here.
So Belton having a talk with Parker here to see what they want to do. Parker coming back to the huddle now in a 2nd and 2.
Yeah, curious to see how Bill Belton works in this short field situation. Obviously, just the handoff to Powell. But curious to see if he's going to take this advantage. It's 1v1 here with Helton. As the ball is snapped, handed off to Powell, and it looks like he is still fighting, but looks like he's going to be just short of the end zone. So 3rd and goal here.
They were expecting the run there. They blitzed, and it paid off for this Millville defense. Now this begs the question. It's going to be 3rd and goal here. So if they don't get it here and they get a loss again, that really shows you think Winslow will go for it, which they most likely will, but it looks like they're stopping the run ever so close to this end zone. So now has Nakeem Powell to his right here.
Winslow, and the ball is snapped. It looks like it'll be a quarterback keeper for Parker. He falls forward for the touchdown. Jalen Parker getting in the end zone.
And a Jalen Parker touchdown. Just when you think you only have to worry about Nakeem Powell, then you have to worry about the wide receivers. You forget you have a dual threat quarterback in Jalen Parker who just runs it in himself. Doesn't even have to use Nakeem Powell or one of those wide receivers in Quade Hendricks. But it looks like they're coming off for 2 here.
So it looks like after that Rashad Emmanuel missed field goal, looks like Winslow wants to go up by 14.
Make it again a 2-score game here.
So again, curious to see what Winslow will do in this short field situation. As the ball is snapped, it looks like Parker will look for Hendricks 1-on-1.
Nearly intercepted by Millville's defense, number 4.
So good deflection there by the defense of Millville, and they keep Winslow off the board.
Now Millville's offense coming back on the field.
So a trend here in Winslow's games this year, early leads in the first quarter. 12-point lead here, and right now, looks like Winslow has not had many penalties. That is something that, you know, they obviously like to work on, but right now, doing a pretty good job limiting penalties against Millville.
And now the first fumble kickoff, and then Millville gets the ball, and they have to punt early on here. Now giving Winslow back the ball. Now is this going to change up the game plan? Every time you give Winslow back the ball, they again tend to score. So now it really questions on Millville coaches is if you go for it on 4th now, or do you just try to keep punting it away if you're not comfortable with how it looks. But in this stage of the game, you really have to go for it if you want to have a chance to beat this Winslow team.
As the ball is up, and It is received at about the 10-yard line.
So it goes down around the 26 to 27-yard line. And have Millville offense coming back on the field.
So Millville offense coming back onto the field after 2 drives where they failed to get any sort of points. You know, they've shown that they can actually, you know, do something against the defense of Winslow. You know, a couple passes, a couple rushes that were successful, but ultimately the last drive just couldn't muster up enough yards on that 3rd down. So we will see what they draw up here for the Thunderbolts.
You know, this has definitely been a change of a game plan since the last time Millville and Winslow played for the Millville Thunderbolts. Millville definitely keeping it on the ground a lot, but it doesn't look like that will be a case. Motioning his receiver.
As the ball is snapped, O'Connor drops back. He fires deep, and it is overthrown. Looks like he would have been gone if the ball was thrown accurately by O'Connor.
And that's a question you have to ask your Millville offense. You saw that you had a break. You had to step on the Winslow receiver, and it's just a little bit overthrown. Could have been grabbed, but that definitely shows the question. You have the talent to get it down the field and get the arm down the field against this Winslow defense, who's really good against the long passes here. But that case, it could have been a touchdown if you would have caught the ball, or if it was a little bit shorter. So that changed your game plan. Are you going to try to throw it again, or are you going to try to run it?
And it looks like they will try to opt to at least throw it here, 5 wide. As the ball is snapped, O'Connor. Pressure, but a catch! And it looks like he will go all the way. Millville with a touchdown.
Number 2 for Millville scoring a touchdown. Exactly what we were just talking about there. You see it nearly work the first time. You go for it again. And it is a touchdown by the Millville offense. This is what you need. You never want to get Winslow 2 out of the game. You don't want to be down by Winslow early on in the game. And he's pressured, and he makes a very good pass against the blitz. And he scores there. Number 2 on Millville.
Yeah, so it looks like if we can pull that up again after this field goal, that'd be great. So Millville going up for the extra point, and it is good. So Millville puts points on the board. As we were just saying, you know, it looked like earlier in the game they could possess and could move the ball up the field, and they just proved that there after a missed house call. They get the chance again and do it. So if we can get the replay, that would be amazing, just to analyze that throw. Again. So here is the replay. As you see on the edge, a Winslow defender, but O'Connor still gets it out on time impressively through 2 receivers there.
So it looks when
2 defenders there, sorry.
Looks like when he's throwing that ball, he gets hit, as we've seen. He's off balance and still makes a pretty good throw right to number 2 on Millville's offense. This is what you need from a Millville offense. Again, you do not want to go down severely by Winslow. Millville knows how Winslow plays. Again, these guys are rivals. They play each other almost every season, and this just proves that these 2 know each other very well. Mind you, Millville's a 6-4 team. Winslow's a 9-2 team. You would think this would be just an easy game for Winslow, but this is not the case as he bobbles the return. He's still on his feet, and he's out of bounds here. About the 22-yard line. We have about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. An electric third quarter on both sides of the ball.
So we will see what Coach Belton and the Eagles draw up here. Obviously, Millville not tucking their tail today, coming to play. So Winslow going to have to be consistent on both sides of the ball if they want a chance to win this game. And you see right here.
Now, as I
looks like a 1v1 here with Helton on the right. So going to be paying attention to that.
What I would imagine is that's what you're looking for here, and it looks like that's what it's going to be.
And
Jalen
it looks
going
like
deep.
Parker fires deep for Helton, and it is caught.
Jalen Parker sees that throw early on in the game by Millville and says, you want to see how it's done, delivers it right to his senior wide receiver, Nakir Helton.
You know, and as we put it out before the play, we saw Helton one-on-one with a defender.
Now let's take a look at this. Jalen Parker going deep. It's a little bit underthrown, but he jumps up, makes the grab. What an impressive catch by the senior Nakir Helton, #1 for the Winslow Eagles. But what a play we've seen from this Eagles team. When we thought the Eagles lost their momentum, they get it right back, and now it looks like this is back into Winslow's favor.
Yeah, so obviously Parker, you know, saw that 1v1 on the left side, decided to fire it, and Helton, you know, obviously got the first step on the defender, you know, with his speed. So great catch there by Helton.
Now, as we said, that was the matchup you were looking for. You had a one-on-one with your best wide receiver. No matter how you want to look at it, that's your best wide receiver. You're going to look at that matchup 9 times out of 10. And that just proves it right there. So definitely a safety blanket you have for Jalen Parker and Nakir Helton.
So another 3 receiver set on the left there, and it looks like
False start maybe.
maybe a false start. And it will be that's on Winslow, so it'll be 1st and 15 here.
First and 15. Got 2 minutes, 8 seconds left in the first quarter.
So 12-7 here in Winslow.
So we're at the nest again. Winslow in a while hasn't had to play a game away in the playoffs yet.
So 3 receivers to Parker's left, Hendricks on the right. As the ball is snapped, Parker steps up. Looks like he will take it. Still running, and he will pick up the first down.
Lost yardage. A little more.
Oh, sorry, won't pick up the first down. Sorry, he gains about probably 10 there on the carry.
Definitely a lot more manageable.
5 yards.
So it definitely makes it a lot more manageable of a second down here. Again, they score often from this position, being around that 20-yard line. Let's see what they can do here. 1 minute about left in this first quarter until we go to the second quarter.
So again, in this 3 receiver set that Winslow loves to run. A little wide there. And it looks like Powell runs through a couple of linemen there, picks up the first down.
9-yard pickup. 1st and 10 at the 11. King gang on the move.
Now Winslow looking for 1st and 10 here.
So Winslow threatening yet again, trying to get some more points on the board, trying to respond to Millville's touchdown. And we will see here Powell in the backfield. And the ball is handed to him, feeding the hot hand. Powell falls forward.
So it makes it look like it's going to be 1st and goal.
Very close to a first down. It's like a 9-yard pickup, 2nd and short 1.
So it'll be 2nd and a short 1 here. And it looks like they want to run another play before the end of the quarter. And they will. Ball is snapped to Powell, and he gets in to the end zone. So Winslow, another touchdown on another drive. 3 for 3 for the Eagles in the first quarter. Can't get much better than that. And they take the 18-7 lead there.
So the people that have scored so far for Winslow has been Nakir Helton, Jalen Parker running in himself, and now Nakeem Powell adding to this. And now it looks like this Winslow offense is going to stay on to maybe go up by 20 here.
by 13.
By 13.
So Winslow trying to go up by good 13 points here. And we will see. You have Caesar in the backfield.
They're yet to get a 2-point conversion yet this game.
So it looks like he's looking and overthrown. Pass intended for Namir Tucker. So Winslow, 3 extra points failed. So it'll be the second half now.
Second quarter here coming
Second
up.
quarter, sorry.
And we flipping the field after that.
So here is Nike Helton, obviously breakout receiver here for the Eagles, showing his highlights here. One of the best receivers in New Jersey, and he pretty much shows that every single week for the Eagles.
And definitely filling the shoes of Cam Miller ever since Miller left this year and being the #1 guy for Jalen Parker. And showing that so far, he has 2 receptions for 67 yards so far in this game.
And we are back here. Score is 18-7. And the kick is up, and it looks like it will be brought out by Millville. Brought up to about the 28, 29-yard line.
So now Millville's offense coming back on the field, maybe looking to fire back against this Winslow team.
Yeah, last drive very successful for Millville, showing they can air it out. Big touchdown. Last drive thrown by O'Connor, you know, had defense in his face, still managed to get the ball out of his hands and into a receiver's hands. So we will see what Millville draws up here.
So what a play by Millville's offense in the last drive by Millville. Let's see what they have here in the bag. Let's see if they're going to, you know, keep it the same on what they've been doing, or if they're going to run the ball, or if they're going to keep passing. Let's see.
So it looks like 5 wide yet again. No running back in the backfield. Maybe trying to bolster up that line.
So as Winslow layers up their defense, looking
O'Connor
deep of their own,
looks deep,
and he gets,
and it is another catch by the same receiver, and he's gonna go all the way. Millville, 2 touchdowns on 2 plays.
What a play where you're watching a 71-yard reception. Let's take a look back at this. Let's take a look back at this right here. You see him looking deep. Not pressured very often, number 15 coming in, and he drops it right nearly the identical play as the last 2, and he takes it all the way back to the house. Scoring in the nest is Millville. Let's see what they got left in the tank. You see 2 electric drives, 3 plays, 2 scores in the last drive, and now. So the extra point is up, and it is. So it looks like they're going to ice the kicker a little bit here. See what's going on here. It looks like that's not going to count.
Yeah, so obviously we were just talking about Millville and their, you know, passing attack, not being afraid to pass, coming out in 5 wide formations. And obviously, you know, I feel like on that replay that we saw, one of the Winslow corners just got lost in coverage, maybe kept his eyes on the quarterback too long and let the receiver run right by him. So Winslow, you know, they're usually stout defense, letting up some points here. You know, Millville come into play as they did last year in the final.
So we're definitely seeing two different types of offenses here. By seeing Winslow taking a little yard at a time, and Millville just looking deep for each pass so far they've seen. Their last 3 pass attempts have been past the 25-yard line.
Kick is up and good.
So after missing the last one, the whistle killed it off. Let's see what they have here and making it good. So Winslow offense coming back onto the field here.
So 18-14 here, very close game here. Not the norm for the Eagles. You know, Millville obviously coming out to play, rivalry game here. You know, they're fired up, Winslow's fired up, and you know, it's been a good quarter and some change of football.
So this is a big game here, as we expected. Two rivals going at it in good old-fashioned football. And now Winslow offense coming back on the field to see what they can do here. See if they can answer back after an electric play by the Millville's offense.
Kick is up, and it will be returned here at the 20. Be returned by Helton. Still running and still running. And he gets up to about the 41 to maybe 42-yard line there. So Winslow starting off with pretty decent field position. Sorry.
Now what a return there by the senior Nakir Helton. So this is usually where you see Winslow look for runs here up until they get to the red zone, and then they go for some passes. But as you saw last play, you saw a deep ball by Nakir Helton, from Jalen Parker to Nakir Helton. So just to clarify, it is 18-14. If you're just tuning in here with this Winslow Millville game.
As the ball is snapped, Parker, he's going to look back. He's going to step up in the pocket, touched by a couple defenders, and it looks like it is a sack by Millville's defensive line. Second sack of the game. Got to Parker there after stepping up in the pocket.
So Parker didn't like anything he's seen. Tried going for a run and stepping back. Maybe the last second he saw something that he could have gotten it down the field, but just pressured too fast by this Millville's defense. So you have to ask, if you had to ask, what do you think this Winslow offense is now thinking? You have a very good Millville team who's playing well against you so far. Now layering their defense.
As the ball is handed off to Powell, and he is brought down by the defensive line of Millville, but good 5-yard pickup there. So, be third and about 10 here for Winslow.
Now, Winslow doesn't get this first down. It definitely shows for that costly sack we just seen from this Winslow, or this Millville defense.
Yeah, and it will be very interesting if Winslow does not, you know, get any yards on this 3rd and 10 here. You know, Millville shows that they can definitely score. So, you know, punt might be in the future.
So you see that number 2, who scored 2 touchdowns for Millville, lining up with Nakir Helton. That's probably the matchup you're looking for here.
As the ball is snapped, Parker steps up. He fires over the middle, and it is dropped. Incomplete there.
So this is what we see from this aggressive side of Winslow. Do they keep their offense on, or do they go for their special teams and punt it away? But it looks like their special teams is coming on.
So it looks like, you know, J.R. Moss had his hands on it, but just, you know, dropped it. So very weird sight here as Winslow's punt team comes onto the field. Millville doing a pretty good job at stifling the Eagles here. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do their next drive.
Now, we really have to give credit to this Millville defense and offense. They're doing good on both sides of the ball against the state power in Winslow being 9-2, and they're bringing a fight to this team.
As the punt is up, and it takes a Millville bounce to about the 38. Actually, sorry, not the 38, 29.
But this is the closest game yet we've seen, and this was the closest game in Winslow's run last year. It seems like when they play each other in the playoffs, it's a very close game and very stressful for both sides of the field and both sides of the teams. Now, if I was the fans here watching your team, you would wonder, what would you have to take to win this game? Especially if you're a coach here. What do you have to do against this team to have a chance of winning? Now it's Millville's ball. Millville's offense coming back on the field after having 3 throws for 2 touchdowns from number 2.
So yeah, it looks like there is going to be a running back in the backfield now for the Thunderbolts, and it looks like timeout is called again for some adjustments. here, called by Winslow.
So Winslow has 1 timeout remaining on the game.
So now getting these stats, looks like Helton, Nakier Helton has tied the touchdown record, single season record for Winslow Township High School. So we're going to see if he can break that this game. Hopefully he does.
So what we've been seeing from Nakier Helton, being the #1 guy since Miller left, and Nakier Helton has outlived the expectations, filling the shoes. And we thought maybe the passing game was going to be a little bit more different ever since he left, and it's been remotely better than what it was last year. Nakier Helton having 1,000 yards on the year and more, and now 15 touchdowns on the year. 16 is what to break it, but what a game we have been seeing on both sides of the field. So 2-on-2 here. See if that's the matchup we're probably going to be looking at here for Millville.
Yeah, Julian Peterson there. And O'Connor drops back, and it looks like it is tipped and intercepted by Benjamin Carter. He takes it in the end zone. Touchdown, Winslow.
So just when you think Winslow is out of it, their defense just comes back. And now let's take a look at this again. You have to wonder. It's tipped. You try going deep forward all again, and it's tipped and intercepted. Let's take a look at this. Gets his hand on it, catches it, and then scores for the touchdown, putting Winslow back up in a lot more. It has a 2-possession lead by this Winslow defense to score.
So just when count out Winslow's defense, they give up 2 straight touchdowns through the air. O'Connor drops back, fires it again, but Benjamin Carter coming off the edge gets that interception, and we will see Winslow will go for 2 here. And
going up for 12.
Looks like a 1v1, and it looks like it will be a flag thrown, most likely a pass interference, so Winslow will get another chance.
It looks like it was a little bit of a hold there on Hendricks. Let's see what the call is.
We have a pass interference in the end zone.
So yes, it is pass interference.
Picking up about the 1.
So now there's definitely changes on how they're going to go about it. Bringing back on Akeem Powell. See if they can get him involved. Now is this the question? Millville's offense is going to be tired. You have to think. They've been on the field for a while now. Now you see that matchup here with Quade Hendricks. You have Nakeem Powell in the backfield. TJ Maddox and Nakier Helton.
Handed off to Powell. Powell will get in. So Winslow finally getting a 2-point conversion. Score now being 26-14. 12-point lead here for the Eagles after the Benjamin Carter touchdown.
26, Thunderbolts 14.
So that's the first 2-point conversion that is successful throughout the entire game, let alone for just Winslow. So now Millville's offense coming back on the field after throwing a costly interception to put him down by 10, and then the 2-point conversion now then putting him down by 12. So let's see if Millville's offense can fire back, maybe try to, brush that off. You don't want to be down by that if you're Millville's quarterback, O'Connell. You kind of want to just brush it off. You're in the playoffs here. Don't think about it. You're only down by 12. So let's see if you can fire back here.
You got to have a short memory here, obviously, as, any athlete. Just shake it off. Got to get back on the board here.
So a boot by Emmanuel, and
it looks like it will be taken out. And decent return there for the Thunderbolts.
Looks like they're going to be at around the 25-yard line here. So we have about 9 minutes and 38 seconds left in the second quarter. We've been watching a very good game, the closest game in Winslow's run in the playoffs so far. Whoever wins this goes on to play Central. And then whoever wins that game goes on to play in the state. So you see
looks like
Julian Peterson here.
As the ball is snapped, O'Connor passes, looks to pass yet again. It is caught by number 2. He gets down. You know, he's obviously their lead target. There, 2 touchdowns for the game.
As you see by number 5, the quarterback, it looked like it was tipped just a little bit. And the number 2 on Millville has definitely been their main target, like you said. So we've definitely been seeing some good football on both sides of the field from both teams. So now you can definitely see Winslow's defense is getting a little bit more tired as we go on. He's definitely had been on the field for a while now. So now,
This is the guy I would be looking for, number 2, right here.
Against our number 2, Julian Peterson.
So 5 wide again for O'Connor, and he fires over the middle, and it is completed. So Millville with a first down, very pass-heavy attack here. Haven't seen teams really, you know, test Winslow's, you know, air defense all year. So interesting to see here from Millville, and it's, you know, relatively working.
That leads to the question: what do you think is the goal from Millville? But you're right. You haven't seen anyone really test the Winslow corners and their pass defense. It's really been running. And now that you're kind of seeing this opening from this Millville's pass defense, or Winslow's pass defense, what is that question? Are teams going to start throwing the ball against Winslow more often now?
As you see, the ball is snapped. Big pressure there. And O'Connor fires it out of bounds. So nice pressure there by Winslow's defense there, just suffocating him.
So we got to give credit. No? We got to give credit where credit is due for this Winslow's defense. They have definitely pressured this quarterback more times than not this game so far. Seeing that this quarterback has to keep making these off-balance throws, and it definitely shows the uncomfortability from this team, especially on the deep passes.
So yeah, Winslow going 5. Looks like they're going, Millville going 5 wide here.
So as you see, he pointed to number 6, it looks like. So it looks like he told him, "You're the man I'm looking for here."
O'Connor drops back, fires, has some time, rolls to his right, and it is caught. 4 or 5 yard pickup there.
So what a play we've seen there, rolling out the pocket, looking comfortable.
Yeah, O'Connor showing composure there, getting outside the pocket to fire. So it'll be 3rd and 6 here for the Thunderbolts.
So again, after having that costly interception last drive for this Millville offense, it definitely changed the complexion. They're not going to go deep when they don't need to. You could take a little bit of play as it is, but you also have to take into consideration Winslow is getting the ball back at the end of the half. So you don't want Winslow to go up again this half.
1v1 on the right side, and it looks like O'Connor will step up, fire again, and it is dropped.
But what a try by this Millville offense.
Yeah, Caesar over. And also McNair. Around 4th. 4th and a long 6 from the 43.
So it is a 4th and long 6 here. And what do? Do you keep your offense on? Do you punt here? Is punting the right move? Do you give back this Winslow offense who has been dangerous? They've punted once so far this game, and they're up by 12. So it's 14-26 if you're just tuning in.
So it looks like the ball will take a bounce to the 30. So
the Eagles take over at their own 30, 1st and 10. 7:44 left.
So it'll be 26-14, 7:44 left, in Winslow with 2 consecutive stops on defense. So really locking it in here.
Shout out to all the Scorpio birthdays. We got about 4 of the cheerleaders' birthdays. Let's give it up for the Scorpios.
So you're definitely questioning this, you know, Winslow offense if they can fire back. You know, having them punt here.
Pass. Let's give it up for Mr. Roger Brown's birthday.
So now you have a running back in the back, and now you have a one-on-one matchup here with Nakir Helton. He's going to screen it down.
Screen there to the outside, and it looks like it is blown up by Millville.
Just ate alive there. Just couldn't get anything started there for number 22 in Winslow's. So it's now going to be 2nd and 17 here. So it really goes to question. So Winslow, you don't want to punt this ball away. You want to try to go up by at least 4 scores. If you think about it, if you score here and then you get the ball back and then you score again, you go up by 4 scores. And Winslow's really good on when they're up against teams. They don't really give it up. They keep on the gas. They go for it on 4th still, like they're down by a touchdown, even though they could be up by 40 points. Now quick screen there.
Breaking up the sideline.
And Hendricks will run up the sideline, still running, and he will fall forward for the first down.
So definitely turn something out of nothing. And what a run by Hendricks. But there's a flag on the play, so let's see if this is against Winslow or not, if it's going to be brought back. And it looks like it is going to be brought back against this Winslow offense. And so it looks like it's going to be brought back here.
Holding against the offense. 10-yard penalty from the flag. We're going to receive.
So it's a holding call on Winslow's offense. So now it's going to be a 10-yard loss here. So it's going to be about 2nd and 27.
Close to the 15, so about 25. 2nd and long, 25.
So it'll be 2nd and 25 here, 2nd and 25, 2nd and 26 here. So we will see what Winslow draws up here. Might just run the ball here, and that's what they will do. Ball is handed off to Powell. Powell still up. Defender's dragging his jersey.
Pick up about, let's see what they want from that. At the 19, pick up about 4. 3rd, about 21.
Now, you've definitely seen from this Winslow team, what you have to do is maybe just pressure this defense into thinking on a one-on-one and maybe running it off to the side or screening just enough to pick up the first down. So this is definitely punting territory if they make it 4th down, no matter where they are, if they're a little bit short. So Parker takes a snap, hands it off.
Ball is handed off to Powell. Powell still running, and it looks like he
will get it.
Very close to the first down. Don't know if he picked it up yet. And it looks like he is just short, like inches.
What's the first down?
No, first down. So first down by Nakeem Powell, and Winslow ready. And it looks like they will pick up about 3 or 4.
Give him 4. 2nd and 6.
So now 2nd and 6 here for the Winslow offense after thinking you might have to punt to now you might have to go deep looking for it all here.
Yeah, so it looks like it's a new running back in the game. And it is handed off to Jason Nelson. Nelson falls forward for about 2.
Along 2, maybe 3. Somewhere around 3rd and 3.
So it's going to be 3rd and 3 looking around. And Winslow offense stays on the field. Let's see what they have up and coming for this Millville defense. And it looks like they're going to run cover 4 here from this Millville defense here. And they are.
Looks like another rush by Winslow. Powell moving forward, and he falls forward for the first down.
So if you're Millville, you were definitely expecting a passing play there, but Winslow changes it up and then throws or has a run going up the middle for enough for the first down. So they are around the 45-yard line. About 3 minutes and 35 seconds left in the second quarter.
Ball is snapped and feeding the hot hand here for Winslow, but Powell is immediately brought down by Millville's defensive line.
But what a game we are watching. If you're just tuning in with us here, it is a game of both sides of the field. If it's the defense, if it's the offense, it's about a 12-point game here. Millville trailing to Winslow, the 9-2 powerhouse in Winslow. But maybe we could witness an upset here in the sheets with Millville being the underdogs this game.
So two safeties back there for Millville, and corners playing super far back.
Powell once again.
And it looks like they will give it to Powell again. Knocking Powell like a bowling ball.
7.
Falling forward for 7.
Pick up about 9. So it's going to bring up a third in about 2.
So we about 30 seconds until the 2-minute warning. Let's see what this Winslow offense can do. So yes, this is 3rd and 2 here. It's usually around the position where they score.
So I can see a 2 safety look here for Millville. And just curious to see if they're just going to hand it off to Powell again, because, you know, he's been really pounding the rush. Ball is snapped, handed to Powell again, and Powell still running, knocking down defenders, picking up the first down.
So a freight train we are seeing from Akeem Powell, number 21. So we definitely seen 2 different approaches from both teams. Winslow definitely being a pass-heavy team, and Millville, as of recent, being a run-heavy team. And it looks like they switched, really. Winslow definitely running the ball a lot more this game than they usually do. And then you have the Millville offense who've been passing a lot. And it's been working for both teams. So they're definitely finding out something different about themselves as the game goes on.
The ball is snapped. Parker fakes the handoff. He's firing for Hendricks, and it's dropped. Very acrobatic there, trying to go up for it, but he just can't make the catch. So it'll be a 2nd down here for the Eagles.
So if I were Winslow, even if you have a 4th and 10 situation, do you pass the ball here? If I were Winslow, I would pass the ball, especially that you only have a few seconds left in this half. So it could be. This could be the last play of the half if we are Winslow here. So you're probably going to look deep here. Probably enough to have a short pass to the sidelines and then maybe a quick pass in the end zone.
Last time out, Winslow. So last time out of the half.
We actually have a minute.
That's the final timeout of the half.
So it looks like it's going to be on Winslow here. It is 26-14.
All right, less than a minute, about 59 seconds left, 2nd and 10.
So 59 seconds left on the clock here for your Eagles.
You don't have enough time for a good drive here.
Last time out of the half, though, so you're going to have to really use their time sparingly.
See if they're going to do a short pass here with Nakir Helton to the sideline, the matchup I'm looking for.
And it looks like Parker
Going deep.
will go deep, and it is caught by T.J. Maddox.
The sophomore, who is definitely also taking a step up in this offense, just scores his first touchdown of the game to put them up around 32 to 14.
So as you can see here, Maddox doesn't even have a step, but accelerates once that ball is halfway in the air, making an acrobatic catch there for the touchdown. So it'll be 32 to 6. 32 to 12, sorry. 14. 32, 14.
What a game we are watching here from this Winslow offense.
Kick is up, and it is good. So score is 33 to 14, Winslow.
Let's go and push it 33-14.
So now Millville offense coming back on the field. So Winslow gonna kick it off.
Millville, 49 seconds. They have all their timeouts. Manual from the 40. It goes into the end zone. Let me touch that.
So what a boot by Emmanuel there. I know it's a touchback, but definitely shows the leg. So now does Millville offense taking back over the field after having 2 drives where they didn't give much of anything.
Yeah, so very interesting game here. Millville obviously with the 2 straight drives, 2 straight touchdowns, but they've cooled off since. And Winslow, every time they get the ball, besides 1 drive, they have put points on the board. So offense clicking on all cylinders today. Even the defense making a play scoring. So both sides of the ball playing pretty well.
So you see Belton definitely showing his feelings on the sideline. So now their offense coming back on. If I were Millville, you try to take a deep shot here. You're going to see Julian Peterson on their main target out of this game, but it looks like they're probably going to hand it off. No.
And it is a throw again, and it is another catch. No, dropped, sorry. Good defense by Ali and Caesar there.
So as you saw on the side, which the matchup you were looking for, was again Julian Peterson on number 2 for Millville.
Yeah, if we can run the replay, Peterson did something, very good there. Letting the receiver, probably just pushing him to be outside the play. As you can see here, if you look on the
right side of the field,
it was the right side of the field, and Peterson kind of jammed the receiver. We'll see if that can happen again.
Because Peterson didn't let that up. That was definitely the weak side of the field. You had just Peterson by himself. If he lets that man get stranded on the island by himself deep down the field, that's almost an automatic touchdown. So good defense by.
Yeah, this is the matchup to look for right here.
As you can see, it's the weak side of the field to his right. It looks like if he can get a shot.
And it is dropped there by Millville.
Number 2 definitely looked for his first read, and it wasn't it. But number 2 showing a little bit of frustration here after having a step on Peterson. So that's going to stop the clock for 3rd and 10 for an incomplete pass. But what a game we've been watching defensively and offensively from both teams.
So 3rd and 10 here, as O'Connor will hand it off to the back. First time Millville has done that in a while. And decent pickup there.
So I think they're going to call a timeout here. It's going to stop the clock.
Timeout. White.
So, again, Winslow doesn't have a timeout left.
We got timeout. 4th and 2.
So as you can see here on this side of the field, Peterson just takes the receiver out of the game there. And, you know, as Alex said, you know, the weak side of the field, you know, good job by Jules there.
Not 4th and 2. This is definitely going to change the complexion, because if you don't get this, they're going to punt here. But gives enough time for Winslow. They're probably just going to run the clock out here. So fair catch, maybe?
Looks like Winslow will let it bounce. Takes a Millville bounce up to the 41, 42 yard line.
So he definitely has good field position here for Winslow to start the drive. Maybe they throw deep here.
Yeah, maybe they just air it out here.
Winslow's territory about the 40.
Never really know this team.
16 seconds.
So about 16 seconds left in the 2nd quarter, going into half. Winslow winning 33-14. That's about a 29-point differential here.
So as you can see, you know, corner just very, very far back here, you know, trying to prevent anything happening for Winslow.
19, not 29.
And looks like the ball's just thrown out of bounds there. Pass was intended for Helton. You know, if the corners sit back that far, as you just see in the last play, maybe, you know, most of these players on Winslow are very good in, you know, open field. So if they get the ball, you know, make a couple moves, it could be very dangerous.
So as you see here, if again, like you said, if the corners sit back, you're going to have all this open space right around here that can get out of bounds and make it a lot more manageable of a touchdown for this Winslow offense to maybe just try to score before the half is over. So you're definitely leaving a little bit more room, as you can see here.
And that's what they will do. Ball thrown to Helton and not much doing there.
So
looks like the clock does stop because it is a 1st down. So Winslow probably, you know what, they just hop out the field. And score for halftime is 33-14. Winslow on top here so far.
Well, we always gonna shout out our championship band. Okay, let's get up for our band. They will not be performing today.
And we will be going to Ariana for an interview with Coach Belton.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Ariana Ross from Beyond the Whistle, and today we have Coach Belton. So, Coach Belton, how do you feel that your team has performed so far?
We played pretty well so far. I think we got a lot of adjustments to make, but we'll get it corrected at halftime.
How do you feel that, like, you can bring your team to this victory?
Just by doing the little things. Millville's a really good team. They're really good, really good coaching staff, well coached. So we just got to come out and continue to play our game.
All right. Well, that was Coach Belton for you. back to RJ and Alex.
So yeah, very good game here for Winslow. As you can see, this touchdown
All right,
by
guys. How
Helton.
was that? Are we all right?
And obviously thrown by Parker. And this is the Millville touchdown, you know, hit in the face there. And that is O'Connor throwing it to his receiver, going all the way for a 71-yard touchdown.
So we've definitely been seeing some different play calls from both sides of the field. We've been seeing both sides, offense and defense, getting active this game. Either if it's the run game, if it's the pass game, and if it is the defense. So, RJ, what have you realized about this Millville team?
I've realized that, you know, Millville, obviously, big passing attack here. Big passing attack here. And, you know, coming out, last drive, they did decide to run a little bit. But, you know, it's been a tale of, you know, two different sides of the ball. Winslow, pass attack, run attack. Millville just mainly run the ball.
And Winslow's offense definitely been getting it done, making sure they still have the momentum. So with that being said, we're now going ahead to halftime. So let's see where this game goes.
I'll never forget telling my grandmother, one day I would love to start my own company. You know, she said that they'll never let a black man start his own company. That was a tough pill to swallow, but the spark stayed alive in me. My name is Cody Coleman. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Coactive AI. I grew up in New Jersey, but my mom was actually in prison when I was born, so I was put into foster care and then adopted by my maternal grandparents. We just grew up on their Social Security and welfare, and basically were in poverty all of my life. My older brother Sean came back into my life when I was about 13 years old, and that's when my spark for computer science really got lit. You know, he helped me build my first computer, and that opened my eyes, and it showed me that, you know, with a computer and an internet connection, you could create something that would impact the lives of thousands, millions, and now billions of people around the world. I think there's two characteristics that have stayed with me throughout my entire life. I'm naively optimistic and endlessly positive. And those two characteristics have kind of taken me through thick and thin, through all, you know, the dark times to where I am today. In 1996, Bill Gates said that content is king. He predicted that the real money on the internet was going to be made in content. Those predictions have come true, and the king is here. 80% of internet traffic is video data. So if it was a tidal wave before, you know, it's a tsunami now. All of this content is sitting underutilized in cloud storage, just basically for serving or archived in backups. You know, our goal is to make it easy to search, filter, and analyze visual content, and transforming visual content from something that was a tax on organizations into something that would effectively leverage their content to deliver information and entertainment. In starting a company and starting Coactive AI, you're taking a leap of faith. you're doing something crazy, something insane. And if you don't have the right people around the table, the right partners supporting you, it's impossible. The end of my PhD was a surreal moment. In the span of 3 months, we raised the seed round for Coactive. I turned 30, and I defended my PhD. It felt like reality had broken. There was this moment where I was kind of overtaken by all the emotion and this thing that I wanted to do for so long and dreamed about, starting my own company. I broke down in tears and I ugly cried in this meeting, and it's a moment that I'll never forget. Growing a successful startup starts with building on a solid foundation, and that's what AWS gives us. I think the best analogy for big data is water. And you can kind of think of that in terms of the surface area for, something like Lake Tahoe. You can get across that with a canoe or a rowboat. But now we're talking about something that's the surface area of the Pacific Ocean. You're going to need a bigger boat in order to be able to cross that and to be able to find treasure. AWS gives us all of the raw materials and all the building blocks that we need in order to create that bigger boat that enables us to actually process this ocean of unstructured data in an efficient and scalable way so that we can actually go and explore without, breaking the bank. I would tell my younger self that hard work pays off and that there's an amazing world right around the corner in order to take that weight off of my shoulders and give me hope for what's to come. Partnering with AWS is the only way to build fast in a secure and scalable way to tackle the most ambitious startup challenges.
no cactus that we told us. Switch out the daddy, get rolled up. Okay. Money on money, these millions you dig. I'm spending this shit on my kids. I'm sending the beat, not the beans. Smoke, pink slip, no rent.
I don't want you gonna do nothing if I gotta be the one tell you to spin. Telling for nothing and I gotta be the one calling them friends. Drop top Rolls Royce, I don't know the kind, I don't know the name of it. This was last night and this morning, but I don't know the name of it. She told that she don't know nothing about him and this fame of. We want the same mud, not the green, man, the same mud. Mommy, you a I don't want shots. Brother, you a rat. My brother. Twin, you a pet. Ran through sex. Hey. Louis V. Slacks. Her man trench. Hurt me. Swim pool heated. Ooh. Yeah, she ain't trying to eat it. She ain't trying to what? Shout you can beat it. 22 liter, ride a 2-seater, ride with an eater. Calling me Poppy, I'm calling her mommy, and senorita. I ain't been cocky, but I've been putting on essence beepers. Me good the first day of my keeper. Good. Blowing money fast.
If I gotta be the one tell you to spin, feeling for nothing and I gotta be the one calling them friends. Oh God.
Drop top Rolls Royce, I don't know the kind, I don't know the name of it. This was last night and this morning, but I don't know the name of it. She told that she don't know nothing about him and this fame of. We want the same mud, not the green, man, the same mud.
You identify my with APs. She ain't got an AP, she is not mine.
You cold. He cold.
She belongs to the streets. Spoiler, win petty. Rose gold snake, she a Betty. Transport foreign, go slatty. Dogging out like Shaggy. Coulda went spit, went caddy. Pull up, coulda, we ready. I'm petty.
What are we going on?
Iced out, bowling spaghetti. First off, gotta go get it. Talk, let's do more spinning. Walk down and get drenched. Turn the whole city up, lit it. Bad coulda went bitty. Savage, 21
kids. I'm sending the beat, not the beans. Smoke, pink slip, no rings. I don't want you gonna do nothing if I gotta be the one tell you to spin. These telling for nothing, and I gotta be the one calling them friend. Drop top Rolls Royce, I don't know the kind, I don't know the name of it.
Start this second half for the sectional championship. Eagles ahead 33.
So here we go. Winslow offense
second half kickoff.
Taking over the field first in this half. So we're back after halftime. See Winslow and Millville taking the field.
Yeah, Winslow, a chance to really make this game out of reach here.
Nice second half for the championship.
You know, chance to put them up to 40 points.
Now let's see what have they learned at halftime. And now Winslow offense taking over first as Millville kicks it off to Winslow.
So as you can see, first half stats for Nike here. Helton, 3 receptions, 78 yards, 1 touchdown. He's 1 away from the single season touchdown record for Winslow. So we will see if he can break that today.
So again, what a season Nakir Helton's having. And now let's see if he can score his 16th touchdown.
Air. Hendricks will take it to about.
Gets across the 30, up to about the 30, close to 34. First possession of the second half, Winslow. 1st and 10 from their own 34.
So,
as you can see, Nakir Helton here, 3 receptions, 78 yards on the game, 1 touchdown.
And Nakir Helton has been having a historic season for Winslow, having 15 touchdowns, tying the school's record with 15. See if he can break it here today with 1,160 yards so far in the year, and with still more games to play if they win this game here today. TJ Maddox in motion.
So the ball is snapped, handed off to Powell, and Powell stopped at about the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 here for Winslow.
Now let's see if Nakir Helton can break the school records on this drive. You know, that's a big thing, especially with the team that Winslow has, being the main guy that they target for, you know, majority of their games. Of course, you have some up-and-coming stars in TJ Maddox and Davian Roman, but the main guys that are so far been getting the ball this game have been Quaid Hendricks and Nakir Helton, the seniors. So if you're just tuning in with us here today, this is if you're just tuning in here with us here today, it is Winslow versus Millville, a shootout we're seeing here today.
Parker will drop back in the pocket, and oh, the ball is dropped. Helton had it in his hands, and it looks like,
oh no.
Oh, this is not a good sight. Looks like Nakir is down on the field, a little banged up. Luckily, he comes off on his own power. That's good to see. But
this is not anything you like to see. Again, in football, you never want to see a player get hurt, and especially a guy who's so close for breaking the school's record, 1 touchdown away, with still a good portion of time in this game. We're about in the 3rd quarter with about 11 minutes left here, and let's see if Nakir comes back in this game. So it looks like we have TJ Maddox, Davian Roman comes in, and Quaid Hendricks.
So it will be Jalen Parker here to step up. He steps up in the pocket, makes a move, still running. Parker gets the 1st down and more. Open field, Jalen Parker. Big pickup there.
What a run by what most would consider New Jersey's best quarterback, but as you see, Nakir Helton taking the field again after a very scary, you know, play that happened, and him falling right on his forearm, but he comes back in this game, still has a chance to break the school record here. So Jalen Parker coming to Coach Belton, seeing what he wants to draw up here. So let's see what this is. I think there's going to be a timeout for Winslow.
Timeout green, first of the 2nd half.
So first timeout of the 2nd half for Winslow. See, they probably didn't like what they saw here. So as you see here, Jalen Parker cutting through, making a good run and a good effort and diving through the 2 defensive players for Millville here.
See, Winslow drawing up something here in this 3rd quarter here. Winslow up by about 19 points. And as you can see at the bottom, Jalen Parker stats for today, 9 for 11 for 134 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Parker is just Mr. Consistent for the Eagles this season.
Now Jalen Parker taking the snap.
Parker drops back. He's going to fire deep. And it is Incomplete.
That was a very scary play there. Looks like it was nearly intercepted by a Millville's player, but the refs call it incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd and about 9. It's 3rd and 9 here. What an attempt, but just didn't have the air on it, or the air under it like he would like. So now you see Quade Hendricks, TJ Maddox.
You know, as you can see, you know, Jalen Parker showing off the deep ball ability here. And unfortunately, well, fortunately for the Eagles, it wasn't an interception. You know, defender looked like he had a pretty good hand on that. So it'll be 2nd and 10. And ball is handed off to Powell and immediately stopped. You know, one thing I will give to Millville's defense is that they're having a pretty good time stopping the run. You know, it's just the deep pass that has been biting them.
But as you see, you know, especially when you're doing that type of passing play, they nearly intercepted it on Winslow. So it's a loss of play here. So 3rd and 10, or 3rd and 11 here for Winslow with a loss of 1 yard. Jalen Parker takes a snap.
Ball the snap. Parker is going to drop back. He's going to fire deep. It is for Helton, and it is dropped.
Bobbled and then dropped by the senior. Good attempt for the school's record, but now it's 4th and 11. There's definitely questions on what it's here, but what a play, and there's a man down on the field. Looks like he's down for Winslow again. You never want to see it when it comes for football. Injuries are something you don't like to see. So prayers out to the player, but he's not gotten up yet. And now he finally gets up. And walking off on his own 2 feet. But this is what football is about. This is true Winslow and Millville football we are seeing. Both teams giving it their all, putting their bodies on the line to maybe have a chance to go to state and win it all.
Yeah, Parker, you know, good deep ball there for Helton. It actually hit his hands, but, you know, it was eventually dropped. You know, Helton probably wants that again. You know, he probably knows, you know, school record is on the line, so.
But it also begs the question, is Nakir just fighting the pain off for a chance to break the school record here in his home turf? Because it will be that much sweeter.
As Parker steps up and he's sacked. Millville with a sack on 4th down.
So it is now turnover on downs, Millville offense.
At the 49. Millville's first possession.
Millville offense coming back on the field. But what are we witnessing here from Millville? Definitely has been a Millville half so far. So it's 33-14. Winslow taking a few deep shots so far. So here we are. Millville offense taking back. Let's see if they can get something started here to maybe look to make the comebacks and to get it started.
Yeah, so 5 wide here again for Millville.
So as you can see on the left side of the field, there's going to be a lot of space between the corner and then, oh, he's going to hand it off.
Inside handoff.
Handoff here.
So again, you see it again from Peterson, who jams the receiver almost perfectly to stop. He's also, I believe, the North Carolina commit along with Nakir Helton. But again, jamming up number 2 on Millville, which is very dangerous because if he gets a step on Julian Peterson. We've seen his deep ball ability and tracking down that ball. So he's definitely looking for a hat trick this game.
So you see O'Connor over here in the shotgun. Big matchup over here between the 2 number 2s. Receiver in motion. Ball is snapped. O'Connor steps up in the pocket. Looks like he's going to fire in. Looks like it is incomplete. Ali thinks he has the interception, but no. It's a good pass break up there by Karan Ali, number 4.
But what an attempt there by the quarterback for Millville. Stepping out, rolling out in the pocket, and trying to find a man. But just Karan Ali takes a step in front of the receiver and nearly gets an interception. So it begs the question here, if they get a stop, you can see the kicker in the back maybe going to go for a field goal if they can get it a little bit closer here.
So it'll be 3rd and 8. Another 5 wide.
Receiver in motion.
Ball is snapped. O'Connor finds his receiver, number 2, yet again, up the sideline.
So now there's a little bit of a scuffle going on, it looks like.
First down, Thunderbolts.
Definitely a hit out of bounds. I don't know if they're going to call that. But it looks like they're not going to call it. Definitely a hit when he was out of bounds already.
Oh yeah, Chili's a flipping out.
So now Millville's offense getting a drive, and you see number 7 having a little bit of a limp to him.
Another 5 wide here from Millville. As yet again another receiver motion, so they're just doing the same formation here. O'Connor drops back in the pocket. Good defense there by 14, Andrew Grady.
Number 3, definitely taking a little bit of a stumble there, losing his momentum. So you often see this from the Winslow team, you know, having a high lead by the 3rd quarter, and again, it remains the same. This Winslow team up by 19. But also, what do you think will happen going through later on in this game?
You know, later in the game, it's obviously going to be either, you know, Millville, you know, gets closer or Winslow just pulls away. So we'll see, really depending on this drive right here.
And I think this drive really determines the outcome of this game. If they don't score, Winslow gets the ball back and is good at milking the clock.
O'Connor fires, pass caught on the sideline. It looks like it'll be a 3rd and about manageable. 3rd and manageable for Millville.
On the 20, 28.
But yes, Winslow with their lowest lead on the playoff so far was just 19 points and Millville's ball. So let's see what they're going to huddle up here. They're going to call something. Maybe they don't like it. But it's 3rd and 5 here. Maybe they try to get like maybe a short pass here from around 4 yards and then run it up the middle for about a gain of 1.
Ball is snapped. O'Connor, plenty of time to throw. He fires it deep, and him and the receiver clearly weren't on the same page.
So overthrown, 4th and 5. If I'm Millville, you have to go for it here.
Yeah.
Don't kick the field goal. You need this if you want to stay alive in this game. You might think, oh yeah, you have a lot of time, but you're down by one of the best teams in New Jersey. The only 2 losses Winslow has is IMG and Bergen Catholic, which are 2 very good schools to play against, especially in a type of game like that. And those are the only 2 losses Winslow has. Other teams, Winslow just had their way with them. Even St. Augustine, teams like that. St. Augustine Prep, another tough game that they had, but they won that game. So let's see. The timeout by Millville, it looks like. Looks like they're also going to use their first timeout of the game. Also, another thing you realize about this Winslow offense is they get a little carried away with their timeouts. You know, I know they usually are up by a lot of points, but if that so happens and you need to make one last drive to win the game, you need to have those timeouts. And Millville doing that right now.
Millville just trying to get on the board here, 4th and 5. They can get this, you know, make the game even more interesting. And, you know, obviously the goal for Millville here is get in the end zone with a touchdown.
because it's definitely a lot better than a 13 points lead is a lot better than a 19-point lead. And then if you make the extra point, it goes down by 12. So you're really only down by a score or 2 scores if you get it here. You want to see what you can get here. You want to see if you can find, just a read. Don't look for it all. You don't need it all in one throw. You're about 7 minutes left in the third quarter. You still have a good amount of time, but.
So 5 wide here for Millville yet again.
So this determines the game right here, at least in my opinion when it comes to this.
3rd and 5, and it is dropped. Incomplete. O'Connor looked like he was hit hard. And it will be a turnover on Towns. Winslow will get the ball yet again.
So this is definitely questioning on what this team's going to do now, because Winslow's offense coming back on the field. You definitely have to realize if Winslow scores right here, the game's almost over, because now you're going down by at least 25 points, and that's just at least. You could go down by 26 points, and this game could be long over. You need a good stop here on offense, but this is the matchup you're looking for on the left side.
We're 4 receiver set here. Quaid makes the move outside, so it'll be 3. And Quaid makes the catch up the sideline. Still going, still going. Hendricks will go all the way. Touchdown, Winslow.
So Quaid Hendricks, exactly what we said. It is now a 26-point differential here. Could be a 26-point differential here. Now 25 points versus each other. This is a game we are watching. So Winslow now expanding their lead again.
Yeah, if we can get the replay here, it was obviously Quaid makes the move outside. He makes the catch. Defenders fall. And using his breakaway speed, this is why he's a D1 athlete, just going all the way up the sideline. Nobody even close to catching him.
So if
Hendricks with a touchdown.
If you saw the costly little stumble number 2 had there, this is big here. They make this, they go up by 26.
And everybody putting in work for Winslow today. Quaid with a touchdown, Nakeem Powell with a touchdown, Nakeer Helton with a touchdown, obviously TJ Maddox and Jalen Parker. So everybody on the offense that's a key playmaker has gotten in the end zone today. Very good sight to see for Winslow.
And even the defense has been doing their part while getting that costly interception earlier in the second quarter, which is definitely costly in this type of game. So we wonder what's going to happen now. Winslow misses the extra point while it's blocked. So they're going to kick it off back to Millville and see if Millville needs to fire back. There's still about 7 minutes left in the third quarter. So we're averaging about 19 minutes left in the game. And Millville has 2 timeouts, so does Winslow. Let's see what they can do here. As you hear in the background, that is our band getting this team riled up.
So you have 39-14 here for Winslow. Obviously another touchdown, playing really, really well on both sides of the ball now, Earlier in the game, 2 passing touchdowns given up, but, since then they really haven't looked back. And the ball will be caught, let roll back.
It's going to be a touchback here.
Zone touchback.
But as we're seeing, the playoffs for the past few years now have ran through the nest, have ran through Winslow, and Winslow has just overcame and conquered anyone that stepped on their home turf. And we're seeing some beautiful, beautiful offense, defense, no matter what it is, on both sides of the field. Millville definitely is showing a lot more heart and effort than they did earlier in the year, losing by about 40 points in that game. But now only having it be a 25-point differential from it was before, but that's still a lot of points that you have to come back from. So this is what I would be looking for here.
Be 5 wide. Connor drops back, trying to evade Caden Gray, and he finds his receiver, but another drop there for Millville.
Pressured by Benji, Starfield, and Matthews. Second and 10.
So far getting in this game, you're going to see this matchup a lot frequently. You're going to see that out matchup with Julian Peterson at number 2 here. So if number 7 can get a step on number 9 here, this could be really costly.
Ball is thrown over the middle, and it is caught. First down, Millville.
So like I said, he got a step on the cornerback. But here's Jalen Parker's stats for the game. 10 completions for 14 attempts, 202 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 71.40% completion percentage, and 3 passing touchdowns for a QB rating of 153.3.
Yeah, Parker having a game, early in the season, throwing some interceptions, but now Parker is on fire. As you can see, some 1v1s at the bottom of your screen on the left. And O'Connor's going to target it, and it looks like that is a catch, about an 8-yard catch for a first down, Millville.
So what an attempt, and it looks like he caught it on his helmet, which looked like it was a little high for him, but he got it. What a good comebacker out there was. So let's see if Millville can keep it going.
5 wide again here.
Receiver in motion, number 2.
Winslow obviously stacking the box, and looks like Arsar Hurd sheds the block, makes the tackle.
So this game is slowly getting out of reach as we go on. Winslow's defense has also been pretty good against the run. Hasn't let up a rushing touchdown yet in the game. But as we saw earlier from Millville, they kind of exposed the passing defense we saw from Winslow. And they haven't went back to that passing game since the end of the second quarter. So we'll see if they can get that started again. But you can definitely tell that Winslow made adjustments to their defense by layering it a little bit and having one high safety in the backfield. So it's definitely made some adjustments to their defense. Receiver in motion.
Ball is snapped, and it is a catch over the middle. Good move there by the receiver, still running up the sideline. Little stutter step. Will get a good gain there. It looks like Benjamin Carter looks a little banged up on the sideline.
But he goes back on the field.
So I think that was a slant there. If we can pull the replay, that would be nice.
But as you see right here, number 3's going to cut through, bait the receiver to have a nice wide open for number 7 to run up the middle and just get pushed out of bounds around the 25-yard line. So you can definitely tell the adjustments that Winslow making to their offense. See right here, you're going to look for the matchup on the outside of your screen here to the left. It's going to be a matchup I would look for with all this space around this area. So let's see what they can do here.
Ball is snapped, thrown, fired, and incomplete.
He just bounces it off the receiver's hands. So what a game we are watching here, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing what true South Jersey Sectional 4, the Group 4 playoffs is all about. So, but again, as you see, the state runs through Winslow. So now I'm assuming they're going to go for a blitz here, it looks like. Sending the house. So you definitely have two weak sides off the first look of their defense. Having one high safety coming down. So matchup you kind of want to look for is number 3 here, because number 13 might drop down here for the blitz and leave number 3 open here. Let's see. Number 3.
O'Connor. And it looks like it is intercepted there by Karan Ali. He will run up the end zone. Run up the sideline. Nobody there to catch him. And that is a pick 6 for Karan Ali.
So the second pick 6 of the game goes to Winslow and Karan Ali. Let's take another look at this really quick. What a read by Karan Ali. It sees the safety dropping down here. Let's take another look at this really quick. Drops down, reads it, and gets in front of his man on number 3. Definitely looking for number 3 there. Runs it up the sideline. He just has no one in front of him, no one stopping him. All gas, no brakes for Karan Ali.
Yeah, breakaway speed there for Ali. He obviously runs track here at Winslow Township High School too. So using that speed, being able to show it off up the sideline. Winslow takes the lead. Well, holds on to the lead. Kick is good.
So it is now a 32-point differential from both sides. This game has definitely ran away with Winslow holding on to the lead, and not looks showing any signs of giving it up. Because now Millville's offense comes back on the field.
5:06 left in the third quarter.
And this Winslow team obviously balling today. Started off as a close game with Millville scoring 2 back-to-back touchdowns, but Winslow's defense has, hunkered down, made some adjustments since that that scoring affair by Millville. So good to see from Winslow. 2 interceptions, 2 pick 6s, and Karan Ali, Benjamin Carter, 2 touchdowns on the day.
But what a game we are watching right now. We are watching some true football here. So now Winslow kicking it off here back to this Millville offense. But is it too far out of reach? Is this all she wrote, or will Millville start the comeback right now?
Ball out.
Looks like the ball is out. And
Recovered by Millville.
Millville does recover, so almost another turnover by Millville there.
And that would have been very, very costly by this Millville special teams. What have you realized so far, RJ, about this Millville team and the switch that they've had ever since the half?
I feel like they're just running the same game plan. Haven't mixed it up enough. Just running that 5 wide formation. Really haven't been running the ball often, which is kind of confusing because most teams usually like to run on Winslow, but them early pass attempts seem to work for them, but they haven't gone away from them. As you can see, they have changed it here. 2 backs in the backfield.
So now a 32-point differential. This is just going away with Winslow. Winslow just making a read.
Ball is snapped. And good way to break the tackle there by Eric Worley there.
But it's
blow it up.
It's not enough.
Maybe a loss of 1.
He's slow to get up here.
Second and 10.
And you don't want to see that from Millville. Number 2, their star wide receiver, and has been playing like their star wide receiver out of this game. To see what his defense has to offer. Maybe seal this game away. We have about 4 minutes left in this game, or 4 minutes left in this quarter. But it also questions, is this game too far gone?
5 wide here again.
And a flag, maybe
Flag
a
on
false
the field.
start or an offsides call by the defense. It looks like it was going to be on the defense here.
Legal procedure against the offense. Take it back.
No, it's going to be against the offense, Millville offense. You need to not take these penalties. You need to be better when it comes to this because you're already trailing to one of the best teams in New Jersey, and their defense and their offense have been playing extremely well as of this game. So watching the matchup, you're also going to look for a number 3.
Ball is snapped. O'Connor over the middle, finds his star receiver, makes the catch, and looks like he's just short of the first down. No, he actually gets it. Move the chains from Millville. So another note that we brought up pre-game was that Winslow had to limit their penalties in order to have a great game. And, you know, I think they've only had 1 penalty on Winslow so far. So they've really, you know, tightened it up today opposed to other games.
You definitely realize that, and I'm sure Belton realizes that the penalties come so often when it comes to this Winslow defense especially. Not even just the offense. It rarely happens on the offense, but the defense definitely takes a lot of penalties, and they've been really good. But as you've seen, the only penalty this game has been on the offense for Winslow. It hasn't been on the defense. So definitely it's changed up here.
As the ball is snapped, O'Connor steps up in the pocket, and it looks like that is Benjamin Carter wreaking havoc with the sack. A sack and an interception, pick 6.
34.
3rd and 4.
2nd and 15, 5-yard loss in that sack.
2nd and 15, sorry.
So 2nd and 15, this game might be too far gone. You can definitely see a little bit of a gap you're going to look for here. So if I was Millville, you're going to have all this field right here that you're going to try to favor. You're going to see a high safety in the corner, high up. So you have a lot of gap here in their defense. They're going to switch it up here. But you're definitely going to be looking at that middle of the field, or maybe the outside here just opened up. You take it back. So you want to probably go for a slant if you were Millville to maybe make it more of a manageable 3rd and long.
As the receiver is in motion, O'Connor passes to a receiver. He makes the move outside. Not much on that catch.
So it's just going to be 3rd and 12.
Peterson, I'm sorry.
3rd and long here for Millville, just trying to get something going again since their 2 touchdown.
Now, we haven't seen much of Millville's offense since those 2 back-to-back drives where he scored 2 long passing touchdowns from number 2.
Yeah, Winslow's offense with a break, to say the least here. In the 3rd quarter, haven't really seen them much. You know, it's just been all defense, and, you know, credit to the defense for not being gassed here. You know, been on the field for quite a while, but it's for good reasons, obviously.
We have about a minute left until we go into the 4th quarter. This is the matchup you're going to see, number 9.
So O'Connor will pass it into the flat, and about 3 Eagles are there to tackle him.
And just nothing.
Andrew Crady, lead tackler there.
Just 8 alive, and now it's going to be 4th and long. Now again, you have to go for it here. If you're a Millville, you have to go for it. You're down by 32 points. Winslow's offense has been electric, and they're nice and healthy, so it's not even like they're, you know, gassed out. They've had a few, like you said a few seconds ago, is they've had time. But it looks like they're going to bring their special team out, their punting team out, and punt this ball away. What does that mean? What does it mean for this Millville offense? I think they've just come to terms that this game might be over. And punting it away. Saying let it drop. It's going to go out of bounds, it looks like. Around Winslow's 43-yard line, maybe 42.
12 minutes away.
So the current score of this game, Winslow winning 46-14. Winning by 32 points here in this game. If you're just tuning in, this is the score of our game, 46-14, as Winslow defends the nest once again to go back to the state championship this year. So let's look at Nakir Helton here, trying to break the school's record with 15 total touchdowns, and he's trying to get to 16 to break it.
Yeah, Nakir Helton definitely on touchdown watch here. Wanted to get in the end zone one more time this game for the school receiving touchdown record with 16. So probably very motivated. Maybe Coach Bill draws up a play here to get him that record. Especially would be added against a rival.
And especially when you're home and you're in the nest. And this is the last game in the nest. You want to do it at home in front of your crowd. You want to do it. It will make it that much sweeter.
So obviously Helton in motion. He's right here.
So he takes it.
And they give it to him. He gets outside.
So gain of 9. So making it 2nd and 1. So
and they do take him out the game.
So Nakir Helton not visibly happy. You know, earlier in the game, you saw a little bit of a shoulder injury, it looked like, or forearm injury, which definitely is not great, especially for your star wide receiver. 2nd and 2, my bad. But Nakir Helton off on the sideline. Maybe you're going to try to get it close here for Nakir if they don't score on this play.
Be 2nd and 2 here for Winslow. The ball is snapped. Hand off to Powell. Powell going up like a freight train. Still running. Gets down to about the 30.
So what a run by Nakeem Powell. As I said earlier, I can't express it enough. Nakeem Powell having a game last game. One of the best rushing games we've seen in a long time, especially from a Winslow running back. Having about a few carries and then 121 yards for 3 touchdowns. Nakeem Powell today has 18 carries, 112 yards for 1 touchdown. So averaging the same amount of yards here, about the same amount of carries, but 2 less touchdowns. So Jalen Parker in the shotgun. You see Nakir Helton out on the left of your screen. Quade Hendricks moving over. So what do we see here?
5 wide here for the Eagles. Ball is snapped. Thrown to Helton. Helton still stays up. No, good tackle there by Millville corner. So Helton definitely could have made a breakaway if he breaks that tackle. Possibly could have got in the end zone. There's a lot of space after he caught that ball.
So it's definitely seeing a little bit of frustration from Nakir Helton. But let's not act like he's not having a game here. So let's look at this. Jalen Parker in shotgun.
Powell behind him. As you can see, this 3 receiver set. Winslow loves to run. Ball handed to Powell. Powell works it outside, picks up the first down.
Enough for the first down, though, about 7 yards.
So now it's going to be 1st and 10. So about 9 minutes left in this game. See if they keep Nakir into this game, even though winning by a lot. But no, Nakir coming off the sideline, showing a little bit of frustration. But you're so close in front of your home crowd to break the school record. So now the offense looking for something here. You're going to see, again, the 3 wide.
Ball is handed off to Nelson. Nelson moves up, gets about 3.
So it's going to be 2nd and 7 here. So 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8 here for Winslow's offense.
Really liking this one-on-one matchup with Quade Hendricks and his defender. Gonna see if that works.
Might run like a outside post or a comeback route.
And hand it off to Nelson. Nelson, looks like Nelson, he will
Very close to the first down.
not pick up the first down.
So it looks like Nakir Helton might come back into this game here. Probably after they get the first down. So he is the player to watch right there against, right there up against the wall for the school's record. He has 15 touchdowns on the season. This game, he has 1 touchdown. So Nakir Helton has 5 receptions, 93 yards, and 1 touchdown. So it looks like he's on the field again. Jalen Parker's stats for the game: 10 completions, 14 attempts, 202 yards for 3 touchdowns in the air, but 1 on the ground. So there he is, the guy to watch on your screen, Nakir Helton,
right here,
looking for the end zone drive here.
Parker, hand off to Nelson. Nelson working his way forward.
So a first down.
First down here.
For Winslow.
Person goes go from the 8. Let's start calling them rides. Light rain, so we need a ride. Let's go. Start calling the rides.
So now Winslow offense looking at what they can do here. Definitely have a lot of room on the right side here. Might try to run a probably bubble screen if I was the Winslow Eagles.
Yeah, Brick next week. Things stay the same.
So we're going to keep it. Nakir Helton, Quade Hendricks, and TJ Maddox, their 3 best receivers.
Watch these 3 guys right here.
Jalen Parker takes the snap.
Ball is snapped. Looking for Helton. And it is a completion.
So we have 6 minutes left in this game. Trying. The main story of this game, it looks like Winslow's going to come out on top with this game. But the main story is, as of right now, is Nakir Helton trying to break the school record in the playoffs. See what they draw up here. Now, if Nakir Helton scores here, it will put him up by 38. Or if any player scores here. Jalen Parker looking if he can read the defense. Belton calls him to the side, or making a play from the side.
Receiver set again. Ball is thrown to Helton.
Nakir!
And he
gets
gets
a touchdown!
Nakir Helton breaks the school record. 4 touchdowns.
The new record holder, Nakir Helton, 16 touchdowns on the year. Winslow goes up by 38. And Nakir Helton takes the record for Winslow.
We're going to see the replay here. Helton fakes, does a little hitch, turns around, fools his defender. Toe tap there. Touchdown, Helton.
Nakir Helton breaks the school record. What a game we are watching. Winslow goes up by 38 in this game. Looking like if they can expand it to 39 points.
Kick is up, and it is good. So Winslow takes the bigger lead here.
So it is going to be
and we're going to look at this Helton catch once again. Historic here.
So Nakir Helton going to cut makes a move, gets ahead of his receiver, jumps up and catches it, and gets both feet in for the touchdown to break the school record for 7 receptions on the game, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What a game we are watching from the senior and the North Carolina commit. You know North Carolina's watching this game and is so proud of the pick that they made. So now the main story is now finished. Nakir Helton breaks the school record, and now Winslow is now looking to end this game and come out on top. You know, a little bit of a rubbing the salt in the wound by getting their star receiver school record.
And we'll fall back into the end zone. I think it will be a non-stop clock here. Since Winslow is obviously up big, I think it is the mercy rule.
Excellent season. The second half, they turned their season around to come and make it to the sectional final.
Obviously, as the field commentator says, Millville, you know, we're looking pretty rough during the start of the season. Obviously had a better second half, beat St. Augustine, the top team. You know, so all credits to them. All credit to them, you know, coming in the second half of the season, trying to start strong. And, you know, even this first half of the game, you know, it's looking pretty close.
In 3 years, our 4th and 5. Quick handoff up middle, 24. We have a flag on the play. Picks up about 6, but we do have a flag. Shirt toss. Get your shirt. And I'm going to see everyone wearing it next week. If you catch a shirt, I want to see you wearing it.
But what a game we are watching. Millville offense taking back over the field by allowing their defense to give up the school-breaking record of a 16 touchdown on a single season. Nakir Helton been having a year this year.
There's a flag against Winslow. It's tripping.
Ball is snapped. Millville back caught in the backfield. Obviously time is going to dwindle here.
But what a monster game we've been seeing from all sides of the field, from the defense, from the offense, from the wide receivers, from the quarterbacks. It does not matter. We've been seeing Winslow run away with this game here today. So we about have 2 minutes left 3 minutes left in this game here.
So O'Connor here, 2 receivers, two backs to his left and right. Ball is snapped. And it'll be a fake, and it looks like it's almost intercepted. No, it's caught, actually. Sorry, that fooled me a little bit.
Nearly intercepted, but makes the grab. But is it a little too late for what's going on? 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in this game.
Let's give it up. Boomer has passed the school record and touchdowns, 16 this year. Let's give it up for our...
So as you heard, again, Nakir Helton has broke the school record for 16 touchdowns. And we have about 2 minutes left. It looks like it's gonna be all she wrote. About 2 minutes left in the game. But Millville living to the mantra that they didn't hear a bell, so they're gonna keep on going and keep on fighting. Looks like it's gonna be a handoff here by number 24. So it's going to be 4th and 8.
4th in 5 years. You know how we do it at the net, y'all. Well, like I said,
So Nakir Helton for the season has 1,129 yards, 16 touchdowns. His career, he has 2,614 for a career of 36 total touchdowns. So he has 16 out of his 20 touchdowns coming from this year. 16 of his 36 touchdowns coming from this year, my bad. So what a year Nakir Helton's been having, filling the shoes of Cam and Miller awfully well.
Now about the 37.
So now it looks like Winslow's backups might just take over the field. We have about 40 seconds left until Winslow wins the game. The Winslow Eagles show why they are the team to beat, and they are the team where the playoffs run through, because the playoff runs through the nest.
As playoffs run through the nest in Winslow, back-to-back sectional championships. You know, obviously a great year, having many players that can get it done. Obviously having the best receiver in Winslow, best receiving season in Winslow history by Nakir Helton. And it looks like that will be all she wrote. Winslow wins 2 sectional championships in a row against rival Millville, 53-14 at the Nest.
So as we said, the playoffs run through the nest.
First 4 letters. That's all we do is win.
But what a game we have seen. Winslow going on to win the game. Now, as we see, you see a show of respect from Winslow, but this is where the sportsmanlike shows up. What a game Winslow and Millville put on. The score might not show it, but Millville showed. So what a game we've been seeing, or what a game we watched. Millville losing, falling now 6-5, and Winslow keeping their run on.
Yeah, Winslow playing a great game. Offense, defense, didn't really matter. You know, second quarter, gave up those 2 touchdowns, but since then they, you know, never, you know, stood down, and, you know, took the game.
And as you see up here, you see the plays that changed the game. You know, this run up by Quade Hendricks up the sideline, just turning on the boost, not letting anybody catch him. And this has been an amazing game defensively and offensively for our Winslow Eagles. And yeah, Millville put up a lot more of a fight than they did earlier in the year, but what is it going to take next year? Do you think Millville's going to come back with a little bit more anger next year by getting taken out of the playoffs twice?
Yeah, I think Millville can definitely have a great season next year. You know, they put up a good fight for the first half of the game, but as you can see, Karan Ali coming here, running away with it. You know, that's how Winslow did this game, just ran away with it second half.
But I believe this is the last home game of the year for...
There's one more.
There's one more home game for the year back here at the Nest. So let's see what they can do and what the #1 seed in the NFL can do. And look at that, the sectional
championship right there. Guys are excited. Boys are loving it.
Everyone having fun, fans rushing the field. Millville hanging their head low, but there's no reason to. You're going up against one of the best teams in New Jersey and just having a fight here. So as you see some kids having fun on the field, you see the players also having some fun, having a sigh of relief that their season is nearing the end. But what a game we have seen so far. And let's see if anyone can stop this power run that Winslow's been on as of recent.
As you can see, the guys setting up for the picture. And as you can hear, we are the champions, second dual champions. You know, we obviously want more. We want to be the state champions. So, Winslow, great season so far, but job's not finished.
Now, yes, this was something to win. This was something that we can look back on and say, we did it, but we haven't done the main goal yet. We want to go back to the states. We want to win the state championship for the second year in a row, and it's going to be a challenge, but I know and I believe that this team has what it takes. We've seen some awesome efforts from this Winslow Eagles offense and defense. So what a game we have seen. But now they are going to face Central Jersey. Whoever wins that goes on to face the winner of North Jersey in the state championship. So let's see what else they have to take. See the cheerleaders taking the pictures with the football team. The cheerleaders has yet to disappoint. Cheerleaders have been here since the beginning of the season, here for every season of the game. So give it up for your cheerleaders, the Winslow Township cheerleaders. So you see the celebration going through Winslow here. Now everybody having as much fun.
Sectional championships in a row. That's pretty outstanding for the Eagles. They won 2 state championships in a row, though.
All right. See y'all next week. Semifinals. Everyone get home in time.
So what a game we are seeing here from the Winslow Township Eagles, doing it on both sides of the field. What an awesome game and an awesome win from the rivals. And their playoff run ends at the Nest, and Winslow's run continues here today. So we would like to thank our coaches here, our players, our athletic directors for all making this season possible, watching this historic season. For Nakir Helton himself, having it about a touchdown, or breaking the touchdown record.
Yeah, historic season here for Winslow. Probably the best team we've ever had here at the Nest. So, you know, just looking forward to next couple games, you know. Just hyped to see how this season then ends up.
We found a cell phone. If you are missing a cell phone, we found a cell phone.
So what a game again we have seen here from Winslow.
It's an Android.
Able to pull out the win at home.
And now,
next week, everybody.
Looks like we will go down to the field
Get home safe.
for our interview. So 53-14 is our final